Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So we're going to be working on my BMW E60 520D today, and we are going to be replacing the battery. Now, why am I replacing the battery? Well, I've been having a few sort of voltage issues for the past couple of months or so. I went on a trip to Scotland to notice my voltage was going to drop in, then it was going back up. So I just said, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the alternator and the battery. I mean, I've owned the car for 2 years, both of which have never been replaced. I've just replaced the alternator, so I guess all that's left now is the battery. Now, I know the battery that is in the car is definitely not the original, and it is actually an incorrect size. Now, BMW, they only like to take, I think it's 70, 80, 90 and 110 amp hour batteries, and the highest amp hour battery for my 520D from factory was 90 amp hours. Now, I know the battery that is in there at the moment is 100 amp hours, so obviously it can't be coded correctly to the car, and there is potential that it could cause some voltage issues. So I do have a brand new battery, a 90 amp hour battery. Now, I like to go with, just bear with me, this is very heavy. I like to go with Varta when it comes to batteries. They are an OEM supplier for BMW batteries. I'm pretty sure when the BMW 60 came out, Varta were the supplier for BMW at the time. So yeah, I like to use Varta. I've used them in a couple of my cars now, and yeah, never had an issue, and they seem to be very good quality. I believe it comes with like 5 years warranty as well, so if we do have any issues with the battery in that time, it can just be replaced free of charge. Now, without further ado, let's get outside and let's get cracking. Okay then, so obviously the battery is located in the boot, so we'll open that now. And on BMW E60s, the battery is on the right side of the boot. So we'll just lift up the boot floor and we'll hook it on there. And if we slide this trim piece out. Okay then, so here is the battery that we are going to be replacing today. If you can see, it is 100 amp hours, which, like I said, is incorrect. It is a ISTA battery. I know they're pretty common. I have no idea if they're good or not, but I've seen them in quite a few different cars. But yeah, when it comes to removing it, we need to remove this bar first. It's held in by 2 bolts. They look like 13mm, which yes they are. So that's those 2 bolts removed. We can now lift this bar out. I guess next what we can do is start disconnecting the terminals. So we'll start with the negative. This is just held in by one 10mm nut. If we just lift this off and move it to one side, and there should be a similar setup underneath this red cover here, but I need to remove this cable first just so I can access it. It's just held in by this 13mm nut. We can lift this off. I should be able to access this. Yeah, so once you lift this cover up, you will see a 10mm nut. Just need to release this. This whole thing should lift up then. There we are. And because we have a clamp in place for this battery, it's just held in by this very long bolt. So we just need to get a Phillips screwdriver in here. Now we should be able to lift the entire battery out. And I've just noticed something. Now this bung here is still in place. You're supposed to remove this as soon as it gets delivered. It's only supposed to be in for delivery. Yeah, I don't know why whoever installed this battery did not remove this, because this is supposed to be plugged in there to take the gases away. As you can see, with the new battery, I removed those plugs straight away as soon as this thing got delivered, which it quite literally tells you to do on the battery anyway. Right, I think I'm just going to give this battery tray a quick wipe out, and then we can install the new battery. There we are, it's a bit better. Now let's drop our new battery in place. Of course, make sure you have it the correct way around, so negative is this side, positive is that side. And we just need to make sure it's seated correctly as well. I'm just going to plug this vent hose in. And before I connect the battery back up, I'm going to reinstall that clamp just to make sure I have it in the correct position. And now I can start connecting the battery back up. So I'm just going to remove the terminal cover, and I can drop this in place. I can tighten it down. There we are, it's going nowhere. Put that cap down. Now I can reinstall this cable. Just drop them on there like so. Reinstall the nut. Now it's just the negative terminal, so let's remove the terminal cap. And with any luck we should have a spark here. Yep, we have power. And now I can reinstall this securing bar as well. And there we go then, that's the new battery installed and fully secured. All we need to do now is reinstall the trim pieces, and that is this part of the job done. Okay then, so as you can see, I'm in the car now, just got the engine fired up, everything seems to be working as it should, and it is time to now register the battery to the car. So as you can see, I have ISTA D loaded up, and we are going to go ahead and complete the identification step. We won't do a vehicle test, no need to. And once that is done, we will then go to vehicle management, service functions, body, voltage supply, battery, and as you can see there, register battery exchange. So we'll double click on that, and then we need to go to register battery exchange, continue, and as you can see, the current registered battery capacity is 90 amp hours, and that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. That is what the new battery is, but we do need to have the engine off, so I'm going to go ahead and switch the engine off and just have the ignition on, and then we will enter the battery exchange with the same capacity. So number 1, and continue. Is the newly installed battery an original BMW part? No, but just as good as. Continue. Battery exchange is entered. Oh, there we go. The battery exchange was successfully entered in the engine electric electronics, and the standby current histogram was reset successfully. So we can see that we have a few battery exchanges in here. Now the third battery exchange, I guess kind of the first battery exchange, I'm guessing that was when it was first replaced. I believe that would have been just before my ownership. Now the second battery exchange, just ignore that. That was when I was playing around with something. I just went in and done a battery exchange just to see if it kind of corrected a few issues. So that is actually not a real battery exchange, but this one here, this is our current battery exchange. And then if we click continue and then continue again, the following date and time were set successfully in the vehicle. Continue and continue. And that is the battery now registered to the car. And while we are in ISTA D, I just thought I would do a complete vehicle test just to see if we do have any stored fault codes. As you can see, not a single fault code in any module. That's what we love to see. Okay then, so there we go. That is the battery replaced and registered on the BMW 5 Series. And if you are wondering, yes, you do have to register the battery. If your BMW has an IBS cable or an intelligent battery sensor, then yes, you will have to register the battery to the car. If you don't, then you are compromising the life of the battery. But yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Please give it a big like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!